In the heart of the bustling park, young Hui is lost in his own world, his small hands gripping a weathered table tennis paddle. The paddle, a relic of bygone days, bears faded colors and peeling rubber, telling silent tales of countless games. Sunlight dances on the worn surface, highlighting the marks of time etched into its very being. Hui halts his playful swings, his eyes widening with a childlike sense of wonder and curiosity. He examines the paddle, as if searching for the echoes of past victories and the secrets held within its aged frame. In the warm light of his home, Hui holds up a weathered paddle, its scarred surface telling tales of time and tide. His young face is etched with curiosity as he presents the artifact to his dad. "Dad, this paddle looks really old," Hui asks, his voice full of wonder. His eyes search his father's, eager for the story hidden within the ancient wood. What's the story behind it? Sunlight fills Hui's home, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air as Dad sits in a worn armchair. A weathered paddle rests in his hands, the wood smooth from years of use, each groove telling a story. His gentle smile deepens as he gazes at the paddle, lost in memories of youth and competition. "That paddle, it reminds me of a match from when I was your age," he murmurs, his voice soft with nostalgia. Bathed in the bright daylight of youth, a teenage dad strides towards the bustling community center, his face alight with anticipation. The entrance bursts with the vibrant energy of a place alive, echoing with youthful exuberance. He steps into a whirlwind of activity, the air buzzing with excited chatter and the rhythmic thwack of table tennis balls. The community center pulsates with the carefree spirit of a day filled with games and laughter. Each bounce of the ball, each shout of joy amplifies the scene's lively, youthful atmosphere. His eyes scan the room, reflecting the dynamic and spirited environment of the community center. Inside the bustling community center, a young dad, not yet burdened by the world, prepares for a fierce match. He bounces the ball rhythmically on his paddle, his face set with a determined intensity that belies his age. The paddle, an extension of his will, is two-sided, a subtle hint of hidden depths and strategies. Each bounce echoes with youthful ambition, a silent promise of victory in the air. The gymnasium buzzes with youthful energy as the match commences, a flashback illuminating Dad's teenage years. Via, Dad's opponent, appears noticeably smaller and grapples with visible nerves under the intense lights. Each player circles, the air thick with anticipation, as the initial moments define the tone of the fierce game. Eyes narrow and muscles tense, signaling the escalating intensity of each calculated move and strategic maneuver. The ping-pong paddle blurs as it connects with the ball, each strike echoing in the community center. Teenage Dad subtly shifts his grip, a barely perceptible change that promises a deceptive spin. Viet watches intently, unaware of the slight advantage teenage Dad is crafting with each calculated move. The game intensifies, the silent battle of wits playing out in the rapid exchanges and strategic deceptions. In the bustling community center, young Viet battles to return teenage Dad's relentless serves, his determination etched against the backdrop of failure. Each missed shot deepens the crimson flush on Viet's face, a visible testament to his mounting frustration and desperate effort. Sweat glistens on his brow as he wipes it away, the physical exertion mirroring the internal struggle within him. His eyes, reflecting the harsh lighting of the community center, betray a growing sense of worry. The ping-pong ball blurs back and forth, a stark symbol of Viet's increasingly desperate attempts to keep up. Each bounce echoes the weight of expectation and the sting of defeat in the cavernous hall. Inside the bustling community center, young Dad triumphs, his arms raised in a victorious salute. His face radiates the thrill of victory, a moment of pure, youthful exuberance. But as his eyes scan the crowd, a flicker of concern crosses his features. His triumphant smile wavers, the weight of unspoken emotions beginning to settle in. His gaze locks onto Viet, and the celebration stills as the reality of their situation looms. In the sterile, echoing hall of the community center, Viet sits alone, his posture a landscape of despair. Tears carve paths down his face, each drop a glistening testament to his silent sorrow. The linoleum floor stretches out before him, an infinite expanse reflecting his isolation. Teenage Dad approaches with hesitant steps, his presence a fragile question mark in Viet's world of grief. In the bustling community center, Viet sits alone, his head bowed low, a picture of isolation. A flicker of movement catches his eye, a hesitant hope rising within him as he looks up. Teenage Dad approaches, his presence cutting through the loneliness that surrounds Viet. The simple greeting, "Hey, Viet," hangs in the air, a fragile bridge between two worlds. Viet's expression is a mixture of surprise and relief as Teenage Dad acknowledges him. In the sterile community center room, young Viet is hunched over, a visible struggle to maintain composure etched on his face. Teenage Dad hovers anxiously, the weight of guilt a palpable presence in the stark setting. I didn't mean to make you feel bad," Teenage Dad stammers, his voice heavy with remorse. Viet offers a soft, strained reply, trying to diffuse the tension. "It's okay." Amidst the fading cheers of the crowd, Teenage Dad walks away, the weight of his actions heavy on his young shoulders. He clutches the paddle, its smooth surface now a symbol of guilt and shame. His steps are heavy, each footfall echoing the turmoil within him. The joyous shouts and applause of the community blur into meaningless background noise, unable to penetrate his cloud of regret. His gaze is fixed on the paddle, a stark reminder of the moment his youthful exuberance turned into a burden of conscience. In a flashback, Teenage Dad trudges down the street, the weight of the world heavy on his young shoulders. The paddle hangs limply from his grasp, a symbol of responsibility too great for his age. Lost in thought, he kicks a pebble, each small movement echoing his inner turmoil. The street stretches endlessly before him, a path filled with uncertainty and the daunting challenges of fatherhood. Months have passed, the air thick with unspoken changes as Teenage Dad hesitantly steps back into the familiar community center. His gaze is drawn to a freshly posted sign, its stark words standing out against the well-worn bulletin board. The sign declares with bureaucratic precision, "All paddles must have the same rubber on both sides." A flicker of confusion crosses his face, the mundane regulation a stark contrast to the life-altering journey he's been on. In the bustling community center, Teenage Dad's intense gaze fixes on his worn paddle, a storm of youthful frustration brewing within. His eyes drift towards a sign, a silent acknowledgement of unseen pressures weighing heavily on his young shoulders. A heavy sigh escapes his lips, laden with the burden of responsibilities far beyond his years. Driven by an inner turmoil, he begins to peel the rubber from his paddle, each motion a small act of rebellion against his circumstances. In the bright, echoing hall of the community center, Teenage Dad meticulously practices with a new paddle, his brow furrowed in intense concentration. He grapples with the paddle, each movement stiff and uncertain, a visible struggle against his own inexperience. Sweat beads on his forehead as he tenaciously adheres to the regulations, pushing through initial frustration. Gradually, his determination begins to yield results. His technique refines, movements flowing with newfound grace. The paddle becomes an extension of his arm, responding to his will with increasing precision. A small, triumphant smile graces his lips, a quiet victory hard-earned through unwavering effort. Inside the bustling community center, echoes of past tournaments linger as a new day dawns. Teenage Dad, younger yet wiser, stands determined across from his latest opponent. Gone are the shadows of deception. A newfound integrity radiates from his focused gaze. His hands steady, he prepares, relying solely on skill and strategy, ready to meet every challenge head-on. The air crackles with anticipation as the game begins, each move deliberate and thoughtful. In this moment, Teenage Dad embodies the spirit of fair play, a true test of skill unfolding before him. In the community center, the air vibrates with anticipation. Beads of sweat shine on focused faces. Two figures, reflections of intense concentration, engage in a fierce battle of skill and strategy. Each precise movement speaks volumes of dedication, honed by endless hours of relentless practice. The rhythmic thud of paddles and the sharp crack of the ball resonate, marking each calculated play. In the bright, bustling community center, teenage dad triumphs in the match, a wave of pure joy washing over him. His face radiates genuine satisfaction, a rare and precious moment captured in the youthful arena. With newfound respect, he extends his hand to his opponent, the gesture sealing a hard-fought victory. The handshake symbolizes not just sportsmanship, but a deeper connection forged in the heat of competition. Inside the bustling community center, bathed in the warm glow of a flashback, teenage dad's face is illuminated by a genuine smile. His eyes sparkle with a newfound joy, reflecting a moment of pure, unadulterated happiness. The air crackles with the quiet intensity of his realization, a subtle shift in his demeanor. He pauses, savoring the depth of this unexpected triumph, a stark contrast to his past victories. A wave of contentment washes over him as he understands the profound difference in this achievement. This victory, felt deep within his heart, shines brighter and means far more than any before. The hazy edges of memory fade, and the sharp lines of the present cut through the lingering emotions. Dad's eyes, once distant with recollection, now lock onto Hugh with an intensity that suggests a silent reckoning. A web of unspoken thoughts seems to form between them, as Dad's gaze lingers, trying to decipher the enigma before him. The room is filled with unvoiced questions, as Dad studies Hui, his face etched with a blend of concern and a dawning comprehension. Each flicker of Dad's eyes seems to piece together fragments of a forgotten narrative, seeking clarity in the contours of Hui's face. A profound silence hangs in the air, heavy with the weight of unspoken truths and the delicate dance of understanding. Sunlight floods Hui's simple home, turning dust motes into a vibrant, swirling dance. The warm light enhances the room's humble furnishings, creating an inviting atmosphere. Dad's voice fills the room, a gentle lesson imparted in the golden light. That's when I learned that real joy comes from effort and honesty, not from tricks, Hugh, he says, his words hanging in the air. Hui stares intently at the paddle, a sudden realization lighting up his eyes. A genuine smile blossoms across Hui's face, erasing the confusion that once clouded his features. He turns towards his dad, his expression filled with gratitude and newfound respect. "Thanks for telling me the story, Dad," Hai says, his voice ringing with heartfelt appreciation. In the vibrant park, Hui and his dad engage in a spirited game of table tennis, their laughter echoing through the trees. Hui wields an old, worn paddle, showcasing his dedication to skill and strategy over equipment. The rhythmic thwack of the ball punctuates their joyful interaction, a symphony of familial warmth. Their smiling faces reveal a bond strengthened by shared moments of fair play and genuine affection.